In the quiet suburbs of Crestwood, a peculiar vintage car named Phantom Rider found itself a new owner, unsuspecting of the eerie tales that clung to its tires like a ghostly residue. Jack, a car enthusiast with a penchant for restoring classic vehicles, welcomed the Phantom Rider into his garage, unaware of the spectral presence that lurked within. From the moment Jack took the wheel, the Phantom Rider seemed to have a life of its own. The engine roared with a guttural intensity, and the steering wheel resisted Jack's touch as if guided by unseen hands. Strange occurrences became the norm. Lights flickered, and radio stations changed on their own, playing static-filled tunes that sent shivers down Jack's spine. Late one night, Jack decided to take the Phantom Rider for a spin, hoping to unravel the mystery that surrounded his prized possession. As he cruised through deserted streets, the car seemed to steer itself toward an abandoned mansion on the outskirts of town. Shadows danced on the dilapidated structure, whispering tales of a restless spirit that had once called it home. Ignoring the ominous signs, Jack ventured inside the mansion. The Phantom Rider parked outside like a guardian of the supernatural. The air grew thick with an otherworldly presence, and Jack heard faint whispers echoing through the empty halls. The spectral residue that clung to the car intensified within the mansion's confines. As Jack explored, he stumbled upon an old photograph of the mansion's previous owner, a man who bore an uncanny resemblance to the silhouette that now appeared in the rearview mirror of the Phantom Rider. The spirit seemed to beckon Jack, leading him to the mansion's hidden chambers. The ghostly figure revealed its tragic tale, a life cut short by betrayal and deceit. It spoke of a love lost and a yearning for closure that had bound its spirit to the vintage car. Jack, now the unwilling custodian of the Phantom Rider, felt a responsibility to help the restless soul find peace. With a newfound determination, Jack and the Phantom Rider embarked on a journey to uncover the truth. The vintage car became a conduit between the living and the dead, guiding Jack to forgotten places and revealing secrets buried in the town's history. As Jack delved deeper into the mystery, the Phantom Rider's spectral influence waned. With each revelation, the ghostly figure became less of an apparition in the rearview mirror, fading into the ethereal realm from which it had emerged. In the end, Jack, with the Phantom Rider by his side, discovered the long-buried truth that had bound the spirit to the vintage car. As the secrets were laid bare, the haunting presence dissipated, leaving Jack with a restored classic and a story that transcended the realms of the living and the dead. The Phantom Rider, no longer possessed by the specter's restless energy, became a symbol of redemption, a vintage car reborn with a newfound sense of purpose, leaving Crestwood with a tale of the supernatural that would be whispered through generations. Title: The Echoing Howl. Deep within the uncharted expanses of the northern wilderness, shrouded in secrecy, lay Laboratory X-17. Here, in this modern-day Frankenstein's workshop, scientists, driven by curiosity and unchecked ambition, had birthed something not meant for the world of man. It was a creature, a monstrous amalgamation of various predatory beasts, designed for strength and survival. But it had grown too powerful, too unpredictable. They named it Subject Zero. On a storm-lashed night, as lightning tore across the sky, Subject Zero's containment failed. The creature, with intelligence in its glowing eyes and a primal rage in its heart, broke free from its shackles. It rampaged through the facility, leaving a trail of destruction and chaos in its wake. By dawn, Laboratory X-17 was a smoldering ruin, and Subject Zero had vanished into the dense forest. In the nearby town of Pine Haven, rumors began to spread. Hikers spoke of eerie howls echoing through the woods, of a shadowy figure moving with unnatural speed and grace. Livestock were found mutilated, and a deep, instinctual fear took root in the hearts of the townsfolk. Meanwhile, a young biologist, Dr. Lena Morgan, who had once worked at Laboratory X-17, felt a responsibility to stop the creature she had helped create. She knew Subject Zero's strength, its intelligence, and, most importantly, its potential for destruction. Armed with tranquilizers and tracking equipment, Lena ventured into the forest. She found traces of Subject Zero's presence everywhere: claw marks on trees, footprints that were not quite animal, yet not entirely human. The forest seemed to whisper with an unsettling silence, as if nature itself was holding its breath. As night fell, Lena sensed she was not the hunter, but the hunted. Subject Zero, with its eerie human-like understanding, was toying with her. The howls grew closer, a symphony of terror, and Lena knew she was running out of time. In a clearing, under the ghostly light of the full moon, Lena finally came face to face with Subject Zero. The creature towered over her, its form a grotesque tapestry of animalistic fury. Yet, in its eyes, there flickered a spark of something almost human, a tortured intelligence that defied nature. Lena raised her tranquilizer gun, her hand trembling. As they stood in a standoff, she saw the creature's nostrils flare, sensing her fear. But instead of attacking, Subject Zero tilted its head, as if curious, as if struggling with a nature it did not ask for nor understand. In that moment of hesitation, Lena acted. She fired the tranquilizer, hitting the creature. As Subject Zero staggered, she approached cautiously, speaking in a soft, soothing tone. The beast's eyes locked onto hers, and for a brief moment, there was a connection, a mutual recognition of the pain and fear they both felt. But the tranquility was short-lived. With a guttural howl, Subject Zero collapsed and, within moments, vanished into thin air, as if it had never been more than a shadow. Lena was left alone, with the haunting realization that the creature was still out there, a living nightmare born from human hubris. Subject Zero's howls continued to echo through Pine Haven, a ghostly reminder of the line that had been crossed. Lena returned to the town, her mission a failure, but with a new resolve to find the creature again, not to destroy it, but to understand it, to right the wrongs of a past mired in recklessness. The story of Subject Zero became a legend in Pine Haven, a tale of a monster created by man, a reminder of the dangers of playing God. But for Lena, it was a personal quest, a search for redemption in the eyes of a creature that should never have existed.